So I figure I better fetch it back to you.
Cut that out. You won't laugh when we all get sick from lack of fresh meat. Well, Charlie's right.
Yeah, I know he is, Chris. I was only half joking. I didn't see any game.
Well, it's so dry, you'd probably have to go north of the river. You better figure on a hunting party.
It's gonna have to be sizable on account of the Cheyennes.
Well, let's see what we can do. Bad food is probably one reason everybody's so jumpy.
That was wonderful, Barnaby.
Hi, Mr. Chris. I was just showing Samantha a few tricks.
Don't you think he's just absolutely marvelous?
Oh, sure he is. Why, he can outdraw any bottle I've ever seen.
Next time you want to put on a sideshow, pick a spot away from the wagons.
All that shooting, the folks are gonna think it's an Indian raid.
Barnaby, do you think there will be one?
One what?
An Indian raid.
Wouldn't surprise me. Cheyennes are out for blood.
Oh, Barnaby.
Don't worry, I'll look out for you.
Really?
The main thing in any attack is not to panic, though.
Oh, I won't if I'm with you. Have you fought Indians before?
Oh, sure.
You've done so many things, Barnaby. It's hard to believe you're only a year older than I am.
Well, when you're with a wagon train, you grow up kind of fast. Would you like to walk out a little?
Well, I really ought to help Mama, but, well, just for a little while.
We'll be back before dark.
Do you always want to work on the wagon train, Barnaby? Have you ever thought of maybe staying in California?
Sure, later on. Right now, this is what I want.
Barnaby, look! Are they Indians?
Look like trappers, mountain men.
Boy, fetch us a wagon master. What's the matter, son? You hardly here, and I said fetch your wagon master.
I'll look after you, sister.
I'll take you to the wagon master, and she's not my sister.
Well, I should have known she's too pretty to be any kin to you. What's your name?
I said I'll take you to the wagon master.
When I get ready to go. Right now, I found something more interesting.
Leave her alone.
Hey! What's going on here?
I want to see the wagon master.
I'm Kib Riker. My brother Zach would like to talk to you about joining up with the train.
To get back to the wagons.
I find some whiskey. I'm coming looking for you. Whiskey's one of the two things I miss most.
was, laying up the limb of that tree. Underneath me in every direction, as far as you can see, was a running herd of buffalo. Pouring out of that tree like water.
Oh, how awful.
All day, all night, no water, no food. By noon of the third day, I realized that if I didn't do something quick, I'd die of thirst. So I picked out a big bull buffalo, and when he was right under the tree, kerplop, I landed right on his back.
His back?
Yeah.
What did he do?
Well, he just kept right on galloping like he didn't even know I was bored. So I curled up just out his hump, and I went to sleep.
You slept on a galloping buffalo?
You wouldn't be calling me a liar, would you?
What finally happened? How did you get off?
Well, my old buffalo, he slowed down to a trot just outside of Hays City, so I thanked him, rolled off, and, well, I traveled 600 miles in 2 days, and it hadn't cost me a cent.
I can't believe a word you say.
Don't stop you from enjoying it, I'm doing.
When are you coming to court me, to court me, to court me? Oh, when are you coming to court me, my dear old buffalo boy? Oh, I'll be coming on Sunday, on Sunday, on Sunday. Oh, I'll be coming on Sunday, that is if the weather is good. How long do you think you court me, you court me, you court me? How long do you think you court me, my dear old buffalo boy? I guess I'll court you all night, all night, all night. I guess I'll court you all night, that is if the weather is good. And when are we going to get married, get married, get married? And when are we going to get married, my dear old buffalo boy? Oh, we'll be married on Sunday, on Sunday, on Sunday. Oh, we'll get married on Sunday, that is if the weather is good. Well, who you gonna bring to the wedding, the wedding, the wedding? Well, who you gonna bring to the wedding, my dear old buffalo boy? I guess I'll bring my children, my children, my children. I guess I'll bring my children, that is if the weather is good. Well, there ain't gonna be no wedding, no wedding, no wedding. Well, there ain't gonna be no wedding. Not even if the weather be good.
Glad I pleased you, Samantha.
Don't.
Leave her alone.
Well, you stay back.
I said leave her alone.
Yep. You got a bad habit of getting in my way. People that get in my way get knocked down. Don't do it again.
Always looking for trouble, ain't you? If you don't find it, you make it.
Every family has one troublemaker, Zach. That's me.
What about me?
Now, you're the other half of the team, big brother. Takes two of us. One to start the trouble, and one to finish it.
Well, someday you're going to start something that's going to finish both of us.
Haven't got any fresh meat we could deal for, have you?
Yeah, game's been awful scarce.
Yeah, for us, too.
We've been trailing a big buffalo herd. Should be more than 2-3 days behind them.
We're mainly after the hides and the tongues.
That could be the answer to our meat supply, Chris.
The trouble is the herd's moving north into Cheyenne hunting land.
Well, that makes it risky. Cheyenne think of buffalo or their private property.
It ain't been a good year for us. We're taking a risk.
What do you think, Coop? Well, we need fresh meat. You mind if I join you?
More ours goes along, the less likely the Indians are to jump us.
And count me in.
We'll pull out first thing in the morning.
You figure on going alone?
Well, I'll have the hide hunters for company, Charlie.
Not me with that mangy bunch. Good luck.
I hate to have to choose between them and the Indians.
I'll be gone 5 or 6 days, Chris. I can't spare Bill that long.
Well,
Maybe I'll take Barney.
think you can separate him from Samantha?
Yeah, I think I can. I just think how impressed she'll be when she finds out he's a big buffalo hunter.
How long you gonna be gone?
Oh, maybe a week, Coop says. Will you miss me?
Oh, you know I will. And I'll worry about you.
Yeah. Well, where we're going's pretty dangerous. What with Indians and buffaloes. I sure don't trust those hide hunters either.
I'd be afraid to go.
I got a good reason for going. I aim to bring you back a buffalo hide so you can have that lap robe you wanted.
Oh, Barnaby.
And I won't settle for just any hide either. I want something special. I'll pick out the best one in the herd.
Oh, it'll be beautiful. I know it will.
Well, I better get going. Coop's waiting.
Be careful.
I didn't know you were a buffalo hunter, Charlie.
Well, stuck it out of here with this outfit. I'll never forget the first kill. Hunters ran out and knocked the skulls of buffaloes and ate their brains raw. And that's the kind of thing Barney's gonna be up against. I still say that boy's too young to make that trip.
He's not a boy, Charlie. He's a man.
Man, nothing.
He's a man. He wears a gun and he courts a girl. It's time you quit treating him like a boy.
Man.
Sorry I kept you waiting.
Well, let's get moving.
Well, they expect you back in 5 or 6 days, eh?
Yeah, bring us a wagon load of buffalo steaks.
And enough tall stories to keep Charlie still for a while.
You can't tell me nothing about buffalo hunting.
Let's go.
Now, take care of yourself, boys.
Good enough, Charlie.
Barney's just as pleased as he can be to be going to Coop.
Yeah, I hope he's up to it. That's all I hope.
Morning.
All set?
Yeah, all set. This here is Barnaby West.
Howdy. Cougar and Barbu. We met my brother Gibb here.
Must be shorthand in sending the boy out to do a man's work.
Barney can take care of himself.
Can he? Oh, we'll have a good chance to find out.
Heard it's through here not more than a day ago.
And we're not the only ones following them.
Indians.
If they were gonna hit us, now would be the time.
Ain't no cover to speak of. How big a party you figure?
8, 10, no more than a dozen. I'm gonna scout on ahead, Zach. You better set the wagons for an attack. I'm going at the head of Peace Point. I'll be back.
That's all on, huh? You gonna bawl like a weaned yearling?
Why do you keep riding me?
See how much you'll take.
Unhitch them teams. Put them over there behind the rocks.
main thing to do is make every shot count. Give them as little to shoot at as possible. Put 2 men under the wagons and 1 at each wheel.
Only got 5 men.
We've got 6.
You mean the kid's gonna use a gun? What if he gets scared and shoots himself at one of us?
Well, don't you worry about it. He shoots good.
Target shoot. Now, this ain't the same as show-off practice, that yellow-haired guy. At least target shoot back.
He's faced Indians before.
When I go into a fight, I like to know what I got to count on out there and in here.
You watch out for yourself, and I'll do the same.
Here they come.
What are you doing?
Show you how to do the job. How you expect anything you're too scared to raise up and sight on what you're aiming at, huh?
You can see.
Get back to your position. We got their chief.
They're leaving, Coop.
Maybe that's what they wanted us to think.
No, the Cheyennes are practical fighters. They don't like to attack unless the odds are with them. This bunch figured they could kill us, take our wagons, and not get hurt themselves.
Yeah, well, they figured wrong.
Like all good gamblers, they know when to quit.
Could be they just pull back to wait for us further along.
Yeah, there's a chance. But they're not going to catch us off guard.
Let's get ready to move out of here.
Zach, give me a hand with those horses.
Yeah. Babu, put them furs back in the wagon.
It's hurt bad. I'll get some bandages. You killed him.
I was just finishing what you started.
He was laying there helpless. I was going to fix a bandage.
We don't take prisoners.
But it wasn't for you to decide.
Grow up, son.
You had no right.
Barney! Knock it off, Gib. Go help your brother with the horses.
Later.
Now!
The Indian was only wounded when I turned away.
I know.
How could anybody do that?
He sees things different than you.
He's like an animal.
I don't much care for him myself, Barney. But sometimes to get a job done, you have to put in with people like that. That's the way it is.
I shot him, but somehow I feel closer to him than to...
Barney, we're out here to get fresh meat for the train. Now, that's our job. It's an important one. We can't let what we feel for those hide hunters get in our way. Right?
Right.
All right. Let's get rolling.
Got something to do.
Now, you're not gonna waste time burying that hairlifter, are you? What fool notions, burying an Indian.
You know something, Gib? It's lucky for you he's such a good shot. Or somebody'd be scooping out a hole for you right now.
Get a move on.
There's gonna be trouble, Zach.
Not till we get the hides. We need their help.
When you're scouting for the buffalo, mighty is the word. The ground's all trembling for miles around, churned by the thundering herd on the range of the buffalo. The meat you eat is buffalo hump, sourdough for bread. And all you have to sleep upon is a buffalo hide for a bed on the range of the buffalo. Their eyes are like the devil's own, mean and cussed as well. Their hoofs send up 1,000 sparks straight from the fires of hell on the range of the buffalo. When you're scouting for the buffalo, mighty is the word. The ground's all trembling for miles around, churned by the thundering herd on the range of the buffalo.
I reckon we'll be catching up with the herd sometime tomorrow.
Looks like it, don't it?
Unless the herd catches up to us tonight. You better sleep with one ear to the ground. You get in the way of a stampeding buffalo herd, and they'll kill you and bury you all at the same time.
But the herd's moving away from us.
Yeah, but that don't stop them from changing direction. One scared cow take off, and the whole herd will follow them. But you never knew it was the cow that always led, did you?
Well, buffalo ain't the only animal I know that chases after the ladies.
You better sleep with an ear to the ground, just in case.
Thanks for the warning.
Take it for what it's worth.
Gib, I don't quite know why we got off to such a bad start. I don't see why we shouldn't just forget what's over and done with and start fresh.
Yeah, I was just thinking that myself. It's a big world. Big enough for both of us. Well, you got a pretty strong grip. You have Indian wrestling?
Some.
How good are you?
Just fair.
Show me. Come on.
got you one. You put up a good fight.
Said it was just fair.
Take a lesson. Be slow to put out your hand. Might wake up shaking hands with St. Peter someday.
Gib, you take all comers?
Yeah, sure.
All right. You're gonna need that hand to use that rifle tomorrow. That's another lesson, Barney. Know when you're outmatched and have the guts to admit it. How do you want to set the night watch up, Zach?
Split into threes. I'll take the first. You take second. Cougar last.
Right. What are you doing? Listening for buffalo?
Yeah.
Well, don't worry. I'll wake you if there's any need.
Aren't you gonna sleep?
Oh, yeah. With one eye open. Well, it's not the main herd, but it's sizable. Seems to be mostly young cows.
That means prime hides.
About $2.50, $3 a piece.
One hide's all I want to take back, just one good hide.
What do you expect to get in exchange for it, huh?
I reckon we better leave the wagons here.
That'd be safer in case there's a stampede.
Maybe we ought to leave somebody with.
There's no need for that.
Cougar, you and Barbu ride downwind of the herd. We'll make our stand up here. You drive them towards us.
We ought to try to stay double gun range away from each other.
Yeah. All this commotion, somebody might mistake one of us for a buffalo.
It happens.
I wasn't always so sure it was accidental.
Barney, a downed buffalo isn't always finished. You be careful when you walk up on him.
And plenty of greenhorns been hooked by dead buffalo.
They're starting.
Let's go.
hides.
30 of them prime.
$125 at least, besides what the tongues will bring.
And the horns, and the hump hair.
Our luck sure changed. Have a drink. You got more buffalo steaks than you could tow 10 wagons.
Just take the best.
What you so quiet about?
No reason.
You shoot your buffalo hide, son?
Yeah.
Yeah, warm your insides. Go on, you're a man. Act like one. I can see you're a heavy drinker. Let me show you how.
Here. We got a hard day's work tomorrow. Skinning and packing.
Why don't we think about that tomorrow?
I'll see you in the morning. You feel all right?
It's the hunt. It wasn't like I thought. It was too easy, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
Buffaloes don't have a chance. It doesn't seem fair.
A lot of things don't, Barney.
48 of them in just a few minutes.
Barney, these men don't kill for food or sport. It's a business to them, a big business. Millions of hides every year.
I wouldn't be a part of it.
You changed your mind about taking Samantha to that Buffalo Road?
I promised.
Come on, let's get some shut-eye. Hey, that's a real pretty hide.
Think she'll like it?
Well, you know she will.
Do we, start back now?
I don't know. I'm gonna go see Zach. I got a feeling they want to follow the herd. If they do, we're gonna part company right now.
It's fine with me.
See you in a little bit.
What do you think you're doing with one of our hides?
Well, this one's mine.
The deal was you keep the meat, we take the hides.
Yeah, except for this one.
All the hides are ours.
First, Coop. He went for his gun now.
Get out of here, Barney. Get on my horse and get back to the train, fast.
But I can't leave you here.
Don't argue with me. Move. Go on!
Gib, boy.
He threw down on Barney, Zach. We better stop that bleeding. I'll get some rags. I ain't looking to shoot anybody. You try and stop me, I will.
I didn't expect you back so soon. Oh, I thought about you so much, and I bet you haven't thought about me at all with all the...
I've got to find Mr. Hale.
Is something the matter? Barnaby, what's happened?
I can't talk now.
Caught you. Oh, Bill! Now see what you made me do. That piece of meat was for tomorrow's stew and the next day's soup.
Well, no wonder I can never find any meat in that stew of yours.
Ha! Barney! What happened? Didn't you find a buffalo herd?
Where's Coop?
What'd them mangy hide hunters do to you, boy?
Nothing. They didn't do anything to me. It was me. I shot Gib Riker.
Didn't kill him, did you?
I don't know. Coop wouldn't let me stay.
Well, Riker must have done something to provoke you.
We were fighting over a mangy buffalo hide, something not worth $5, and I shot him.
He drew on you, didn't he?
Yeah, but it all happened so fast.
What happened to the others?
I don't know. I didn't want to leave, but Coop made me.
He can take care of himself.
But it was my fight.
You need some rest and some soup. I'll get you some soup. Sit right there.
Bill, have you ever shot anybody you'd gotten to know? Afterwards, did you feel like it needn't have happened?
Barney, I wish that it hadn't have happened, but tempers get short and there's a gun around. It just happens.
I'm never going to wear this thing from now on.
Oh, Barney.
I never want to have this feeling again.
You want some water, kid?
You got any whiskey?
Yeah, right here. Easy now. We're gonna move on in the morning. I'm gonna get your doctor.
I won't see mornings. I've been saying that over and over to myself. Can't hardly believe it.
Well, I've seen men with worse hurts pull through.
I've always been troubled. I've been troubled with everybody since Mama died having me. Most of all, Snake. That's over. No more. Not now. Except for one thing. One last thing I want you to do for me, Zach. You know what I mean?
The boy.
You take care of that kid. It'll be the last time I ever ask you to finish the thing I started. You take care of that kid. I know you could do right by me, Zach. If it was the other way around and some know-nothing kid had gunned you down, I wouldn't stop. I wouldn't stop till he was done for. You know that, don't you, Zach?
I know that.
Good old Zach. There's a song that I keep thinking about. I was Poor old rambling boy.
I remember.
But I can't remember what comes next. He's going through my mind. I can't remember how it ends. I've sung it 1,000 times. You remember? I ain't ashamed. Afraid to die. What comes next? Is that what comes next?
I want you to see everybody gets a fair share of that buffalo meat.
Yes, sir, Mr. Chris. As soon as that thick scoop's something to eat.
Thanks, Charlie. I could sure use it.
Gotcha.
Where's Barney, Chris?
His bedroll. He's taking this pretty hard, Coop.
Said he wouldn't wear this any longer. Maybe we expected too much out of him too soon.
Meaning we should treat him like a baby?
Meaning that you can't make a man out of a boy overnight.
Seems to me that's mostly how it happens, Bill.
Coop, you all right?
Yeah. A little tired, a little hungry. What about you?
Did Gib?
I don't know if he died or not, Barney. If he did, the others are going to be looking for you. You know that, don't you?
Let him shoot me, I don't care.
Now, what kind of fool talk is that? Of course you care. Gib tried to kill you, didn't he? You did what any man would do. You defended yourself. If you hadn't, you'd be dead now.
Maybe that'd be better than feeling the way I do.
I know you feel bad. You'd be less of a person if you didn't. I know killing a man to defend yourself is no cause for pride. But it's no cause for shame either.
Now, I might have to draw against someone else. Where does it end?
It doesn't end, Barney. You decided you were man enough to wear a gun. You strapped it on and you used it. Now you're trying to run away from the consequences by taking a gun belt off and crawling into your blankets. Well, a man doesn't run from the consequences. He learns how to handle them or he goes down trying. I thought you were man enough to use this gun when you strapped it on. You haven't done anything to change my mind. Whatever way you want to go, you know I'm with you.
I haven't seen you since you got back. Are you mad at me?
Why would I be mad at you?
You think I care just because you didn't bring that buffalo robe back? That doesn't matter to me.
Samantha, I've got to go.
Now we can stay.
Mr. Chris, Coop, Bill, they're here.
Who's here?
The hide hunters. The old man rode in and said Gib died. The brothers are here to settle up with Barney. We're out there.
Mr. Riker, I'm sorry about your brother. I never wanted trouble. I never wanted to hurt him, much less kill him. I think you know that. I don't want any trouble with you either. I don't want to hurt you or get hurt myself. Suppose you're here out of family feeling. I can't see who's going to be helped by us standing here trying to kill each other. But if that's what you've got to do, I'm ready.
There they are. Well, what are we going to do?
Is it up to us to do anything?
Hooker! Bring me the hide.
are you so worried about, Charlie? We don't expect any Indian trouble, do we?
There's nothing to worry about, Charlie. Just Crazy Bear and some of his people about a half a day north.
Well, he's never given us any trouble before.
There are some renegades around, Bill. They could cause some trouble.
Them renegades cause more trouble than the Indians. Besides, we got this killer to look out for.
Well, don't worry about him, Charlie. Marshall's got him well caged.
Well, we're strong enough to handle the renegades. See you Sunday, Coop.
So long.
See you later.
Boys, and take your time with that wheel. We're going to be staying here the rest of the day and tonight.
Thanks, Mr. Hawks. That'll give us a good chance to get the wagon in shape.
Good.
Thanks.
How you feeling, Miss Wingate?
A little in a family way, Mr. Hawks.
Well, Mr. Wingate, we'll be staying tonight and leaving in the morning.
Thank you. The rest will be most welcome.
Anything I can help you with, honey, you just tell old Joe Abbott.
Mr. Hawks,
Yes, ma'am.
is that prison wagon going to be with us very long?
Oh, a week or so, maybe.
Well, it's too bad the marshal can't hang him right here.
You ever heard anything so bloodthirsty, Mr. Hawks?
You wouldn't think you'd look at it, would you?
What are the charges, Marshal?
You'd have no appetite tonight, Bill, if I described the least of the charges.
Marshal, I don't like the way you keep running down my reputation.
Would it throw you off your schedule if you spent the night here?
Got all the time in the world, Bill.
Good.
Well, your father sure doesn't seem to like me much, Patty.
Well, it's not liking, Barnaby, or not liking. It's just that Pa wants me to go on with the piano. Nothing else on my mind when we settle in San Francisco.
Well, what does a boy near you have to do with you becoming a piano player?
Well, a girl never amounts to anything after getting married. Well, that's what Pa says.
Well, maybe in a way he's right. Bill? Bill?
What's the matter?
Look.
I'm going down there and I'm gonna get some water. And you make any kind of fuss, you hear that? A fuss! Well, we're down there, and I'm gonna peel your hide off before you ever get back to Crazy Bear tonight. You understand that? Huh? Now, come on. Come on. Much obliged if you all be willing to part with a little bit of your water.
Plenty of water down by the front wagon. Help yourself.
All right. Thank you. I don't know what y'all are looking at. I'm taking her in for murder. So y'all don't need to worry about it.
Have to keep her tied up like this?
She done got away from me a couple of times already. She's a real wildcat when she gets loose.
Mr. Hawks, it's plain that girl is half dead of thirst.
Yeah. Get her some water, Charlie. Sure, sure.
And something else is plain. She's been through plenty.
Where are you taking her?
I'm taking her back to the Apache village that she come from. She done killed Chief Crazy Bear's son. She's already had her trial. Her life ain't worth a tear now.
Just take a little sip so you wash the dust out.
She doesn't get any water now.
Give her a drink, Charlie.
Crazy Bear give his orders. She don't get nothing to eat or drink.
Why, that's not human.
Well, the same way as we gotta having our justice. I see y'all got a man shut up there in a cage. Indians got their ways, too.
How come you're taking her in? You a bounty hunter?
No. You might just say it. I owe Crazy Bear a couple of favors. I just like to kind of stay on his good side.
Means you're a renegade. Well, you smell like one.
You know something, Grandpapa? You're getting a little bit too old to run off at the mouth like that.
I think it's more along your line, Marshal.
I'm not so sure it is, Bill. The tribes make their own laws in this section, carry out their own enforcement.
How about the Indian agent at Santa Fe?
Well, we're a long way from Santa Fe.
That's right. Which means about time that you start pulling in your horns.
What will this Crazy Bear do to her?
We put her on a spit. He already gave his orders.
Put her on a what?
Frankly, Bill, I'd no more think of interfering with Apache justice than they'd think of interfering with ours. It's just two separate worlds, that's all.
Man, speaking sense, y'all ought to listen to him.
I didn't say it for your benefit.
Mr. Hawks, you're not going to let this poor girl go off.
It's not right. Mr. Hawks, you mentioned an Indian agent. Isn't this something that should be left up to him?
Well, it certainly shouldn't be left up to a savage like this Crazy Bear.
You mind if we all go on now?
Mr. Hawks, you can't let him drag her away like that.
Just take it easy, mister.
Let him up.
You know, you better think about sticking your nose in people's business where it don't belong.
You can tell Crazy Bear that we're going to turn her over to the nearest Indian agent.
Yeah, well, I don't think that he's going to be too keen about that, not after burying his only son. As a matter of fact, I think that he was hoping to have a whole night's fun with that girl after wailing over his son's grave all night.
You can tell him one more thing, mister. You can tell him that we don't appreciate his kind of fun. Now, you get on that horse and get out of here.
That's what I'll be telling him.
Mr. Hawks, that was a firm hand you used. Instead of being all wrapped up in technicalities as I might have done, I'm a lawyer, you know. Oh, perhaps you didn't know. It was a fait accompli, which means the deed is accomplished. Let the other appeal it.
It certainly meets with our approval. Well, it's obvious the girl wasn't receiving justice. Not with that evil-looking man dragging her about.
Mr. Hawks, if any danger comes of this, we're with you.
Sure, I kept thinking about that little girl. It could have been my own daughter.
Or any of us.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. You got troubles.
We're not saying you didn't do right, Bill.
Well, I'm not so sure that I did right, Charlie. You know, I'm responsible for these wagons, not for some Indian girl that might deserve the kind of punishment this Chief Crazy Bear has in store for her. I'm glad about one thing, though. Most of the people agree that she was getting a bad deal. It's going to help us out in case we have trouble over this. Well, we better circle up the wagons and get the stock inside.
Sure, Bill, sure.
She's really been through it.
Bullwhip.
She'll be safe with us now, won't she, Mr. Hawks?
Won't she? Be safe?
Yeah, she'll be safe. Turn her over to the nearest Indian agent.
He is nice, isn't he?
Yeah. About as nice as any man ever is.
Wait a minute. It's only me. I don't think he'll show up before morning.
What's this Crazy Bear like, Bill?
I only ran into him once. His name sure fits him.
Think he'll make any trouble?
It's hard to say. He might let us turn the girl over to the Indian agent. Then again, he might not.
Suppose he doesn't.
There's one thing I never try to do, and that's figure out what's on Crazy Bear's mind. Come morning, we'll find out.
Bill, maybe I should ride over those hills and take a look around before we move out.
Nobody's riding over those hills, Barney. We're in Apache ground, and Indian sign wouldn't mean a thing.
Mr. Hawks, there's a rider coming in.
The Crazy Bear figured that another word from me save you all a lot of trouble.
Did you tell him that we're going to turn the girl over to an Indian agent?
Yeah, I told him that, and he liked it about as well as I figured that he would. He said to tell you that he's been on friendly terms with the Wagon people for a long time, and he don't want no more trouble. Now, he also said that he's going to be coming in here about noon. And you all turn the girl over to him, and there ain't going to be no more trouble.
Really attacked it, Monsieur?
I don't know, but I'll be ready for him. Let's barricade the wagons. Hurry up, you with it.
to a gun. You hear me? I've got a right.
How about your prisoner, Marshal? You trust him with a gun?
No, I wouldn't trust him with a slingshot.
Charlie?
Yeah.
Better get over underneath the prison wagon.
Sure, Bill, sure.
Think they'll hit us, Bill?
Well, it all depends. Crazy Bear wants to lose a few braves to get the girl. Yeah.
Mr. Hawks, sir, how long do you suppose we'll be pinned down here?
Well, the main train will be headed this way if they don't see us on the salt flats by tomorrow.
Sure, you're not saying we'll be under fire for 2 days.
I hope not.
I'll be right back, Pa.
All right, Turner.
Mr. Hawks, there are more Indians here than we counted on seeing.
Yeah, I wish there were fewer myself. One of you boys better get up in front of the wagon here.
I'll go.
Mrs. Wingate, I can send somebody over to reload for your husband if you like.
I'll know when it's time, Mr. Hawks. In the meantime, I've got 2 good hands.
What about it, old man?
It's up to the marshal to give you a gun, not me.
You just ain't got enough guns in this party, Mr. Wagon Boss. One more would make a heap of difference.
Pretty big party out there with old Crazy Bear, Bill.
I'll have to admit, Charlie, I'm a little worried myself.
Yeah.
Barney,
Maybe you shouldn't be moving around.
I'm keeping down. I'll be back if you need any more coffee.
Well, Coop ought to be at the main train by now, Charlie.
I hope somebody with that main train has a crystal ball, Bill.
Well, they'll be heading this way tomorrow.
Let's hope.
Vengeance will guide my lance, great chief, and I shall draw blood.
Hey, kid. Have you some coffee?
Patty, stay down!
Oh, Patty!
Get back to your positions! Ha! Well, you can't say it was my fault, Chief. Ain't nobody would have thought a little wagon train like that take a girl in Apache country. But we shouldn't have any trouble overrunning them.
We?
McNeil! McNeil, come back here! Four arms coming out to get him. I will, Bill. I will.
It's a little key. Hurry! Hurry, I'm burning! You. Just so I'm last. Just I hear you screaming, you hear?
Water's hard to get it. Harder to get the Indians.
Guess we kind of put a thought or two their way.
They that die shall surely live again in the house of their fathers. We humbly commend these people into your hands for eternal rest. Amen.
Mr. Hawks, wouldn't you say our position here was hopeless?
Well, we had a little tough luck. Two of those three people that we buried died because they didn't stay under cover. Now, when you have wagons circled up on flat ground like we have here, every gun inside the circle is worth 10 outside the circle.
I think you ought to tell Mr. Hawks of our talk.
Well, essentially, our brief talk concerned the fact that we haven't even attempted any sort of compromise with this Chief Crazy Bear.
Now, what kind of a compromise could be made?
Well, we don't know about the Indian girl, do we? I mean to say the Chief Crazy Bear could be right in this, couldn't he?
Are you all now saying we should turn her over to him?
I'm not saying it.
I think Mr. Wingate means we should have an open discussion here.
Well, more or less, yes.
Perhaps, Mr. Hawks, you should just give us a blunt estimate of our chances to survive.
Tomorrow we're supposed to meet up with the main train. When we don't get there, the wagon master will be looking for us. He'll be headed back this way. Now, if we can hold out till tomorrow night, Crazy Bear won't stay in this area. Because he won't want 100 men from the main train on his tail. Now, they're as tired as we are. And they've got a lot of wounded to patch up. And I doubt very much if they show up in the morning. Now, you get back to your wagons. Come on, I want to talk to you. Barney, if I rode out now, I could get to the main train by the morning and bring you up back here by noon.
Well, I heard some of them talking about handing over the girl whether you liked it or not.
Well, they're all scared, and I can't blame them.
Well, what I mean, Bill, is maybe when you leave, they'll just hand her over. How about if I ride out instead?
Look, Crazy Bear would have a scout out there at every point.
There you go again, not treating me equal. I'll be riding faster than you can. I weigh a lot less.
Well, it's a gamble, and I hate to ask you to do it.
Well, you're not asking me. I'm doing it. I'll saddle up.
First time you get your mind off those Indians out there, you go back in your cage.
All I'm asking is a chance to help save our skins.
Be afraid to use that on him.
It'll be a pleasure.
Kind of suspected we'd be together, friendly-like, before the trip was over.
Everything all right here?
I felt a lot better, Mr. Hawks, with that man in his prison wagon.
Yeah, well, he's well chained. Gives us another gun in use, too.
I hope that young man got through all right.
He'll make out. You got enough ammunition?
Plenty, I think, Mr. Hawks. We'll be all right.
Now you got the idea. Just slip me in slow like that. You know the secret to fast loading is just taking your time. Don't you worry about anybody giving you up either. Because the wagon train folks just don't go around giving people up.
It'll be daylight in about an hour. Wagons are circled up real tight. Stand a good chance of holding them off.
You think old Crazy Bear will get some reinforcements?
Oh, this village is too far north, Charlie. We'll have to use the braves he has. That's Barney's horse. Must have stepped in the hole, Charlie.
Yeah. Lucky he didn't break his leg.
You mean your assistant's on foot now?
We hope he's still on foot.
You mean the Indians have Barnaby?
The Indians attack tomorrow. I think we're gonna have some straight talk about who's more important, the girl or us.
They could hear them screaming down there all the way at the wagons. That might help change their minds. If not, you know, we could always send a piece of him down.
Why do you fight for the girl?
Guess it's because she's helpless, like I am now.
You carry a man caged like an animal. Why cannot we also take our justice?
Say there's a difference between hanging and burning over a slow fire.
This, the burning, is what stands between us?
We don't turn people over to be burned.
We will kill the girl quickly with a lance. Cut him loose.
What?
He will return to his wagon with a message. The girl will die quickly in sight of the wagon people. He will return unharmed to show we are of good faith. That we will do justice even more swiftly than they.
Yeah, but if you turn him loose, then that's going to give them an extra gun.
He will go back to show our good faith.
Now, we might could fix his hands then so he couldn't use a gun.
I'll be done.
Now, don't worry, you're going to have your hands back in a couple of weeks.
Where are you heading?
California.
Be easier going, a man alone. Could do a lot for a girl on the loose. I've been there and back, you might say.
You mean you want my help to take that chain off your leg?
Will you ever meet up, I'll have you singing like a swamp canary.
Where you're going, I don't think you're going to hear much singing.
I talked to my brother. He agrees. Glad he does. However, we'll wait until it gets light. There's still a bare chance they may not attack.
Really? Come. Oh, my gosh.
Bill! My hands!
Give me that.
Bill!
Put that barricade back on, Charlie.
Real good job, Miss Everett.
I've never seen a finer bandaging job.
You're looking better, Barney.
Yeah, sure not going to be much help to you, Bill.
Well, at least you're back. It's a help to our minds.
Mr. Hawks, some of us are of one opinion as to what must be done.
There's been no attack this morning, Mr. Wingate. I'm hoping there'll be none this afternoon.
Crazy Bear is waiting for your decision. That's the reason he doesn't attack.
Maybe by the time he makes up his mind, the wagon train will be here.
And suppose it isn't.
You know, nothing's changed since all of you thought it'd be a crime to send this girl back to Crazy Bear. You lost some people because of it, but that doesn't make the right any less a right.
I think it has changed. I know my objection. In fact, possibly our collective objection was the inhumane treatment this woman was receiving and will further receive. Well, that has changed. Crazy Bear says he's willing to carry out his death sentence as quickly as we could possibly carry it out.
You're splitting a pretty fine hair.
I have several backing me in my opinion. We made a noble effort on behalf of this girl. Now, the point is reached where nobility and practicality clash.
Hawk, you know what'd happen if Crazy Bear captures us? He'd set up a spit right here and roast every man. Women will die slow.
You know, we made a decision to send this girl to an Indian agent. Now, at the time, everybody thought that decision was a fair one.
If turning this girl over saves lives, then we must think in mathematical terms. Why don't we vote?
You know, we buried 3 people. They died fighting for what they thought was right. If they were here to speak, the vote would be one way.
Only the living have a right to vote. I vote we talk further to Crazy Bear.
I'm against it.
One for, one against.
4.
My wife will soon have the right to speak for 2. She will have 1 vote.
I must vote with my husband.
3, 4. 1 against.
2 against.
I vote with my brother. We're both 4. We're farmers, Mr. Hawks, not adventurers.
That's 4, 4, 2 against. Even though Mr. Abbott is a prisoner, I think he's entitled to a vote.
Five, 4.
Well, I'm against it.
3 against.
If you're going to include the prisoner, you can include the Indian girl, too.
It's obvious she's against. All right. I concede. 5, 4. 4 against.
My vote makes it even. She stays.
I don't think any of you 3 should have a vote. You're only in charge of getting us safely back to the wagon train.
Yeah, I'm in charge. And not 3 of our lives are at stake. The 3 of us voted against. That makes it even. I'll get back to your wagons.
Easy enough for you people to bury that 5th vote.
See? It's like I said. We don't give people away around here. Let's get back to our wagon. Come on.
Ma'am, Mrs. Wingate needs your help.
We're all gonna need some help pretty quick.
Stop! We surrender! Stop! We surrender! Stop firing! Stop firing! We can get no more! We're not listening to you. We're giving the girl back. Down up here.
How many of us have to die for that girl? They'll take her anyway. We have a right to live. We have a right to choose someone else to lead us. That Indian girl's a killer. We're not only sacrificing ourselves, we're thwarting justice.
Get in your wagon with your wife. You're no good to us out here.
Hawks can't fight alone. We simply stop fighting and that ends it. Who's with me?
Here's vote number 2.
Drop it.
We engage.
Better tie him up.
Over there.
You! Get over here. Come here. Stay right there. I want him to plainly see that we're cooperating with him. Booster, I appoint you to go out and tell Crazy Bear that we've accepted his terms. He may have the girl back.
Tell him yourself, looks like.
We were wrong in what we have done. We are sorry. But you may have the girl back as agreed. An agreement between gentlemen.
Many of you have died because of this girl. Why did you protect her? I have promised the girl will die quickly. I will keep that promise.
Well, you may have her for whatever punishment you think she deserves, but the fighting has stopped. I mean, that's important, that part of the agreement. We will go our way without further bloodshed.
I keep all my promises. The girl will die here, so that all of you can see.
I'm a father! It's a girl! I'm a father! My daughter! I suppose we all seem like small, dirty people to you.
No. No, you don't, Mr. Wingate.
I do. Feel dirty, I mean. I don't think I could have acted any other way. I guess I'm just not brave enough.
There aren't any cowards around here.
I kind of think if it ended like that no matter what. Maybe being old like I am, I can't see myself hating those people.
I don't hate them, Charlie. I'm thinking now that maybe I was wrong.
Nobody's wrong, Dale, doing something unselfish. Say it's mortal man doing the best he can do, that's all.
Guess I'll never know.
That's the way of life, Bill. Everybody does the best they can. Everybody. Even those people back there. You and me.